Hi, it's Ursula from ursula-smith.com, and I have showed you before how to do what I'm calling a stamp transfer using leftover speedy carve material, the pink material that you carve stamps from. And I decided, I wonder if you could do the same sort of thing with a Gelli art plate. So today I'm using one of my Gelli art plates, and I'm going to attempt to try the same thing. It's kind of an experiment, so hopefully it will work. And if so, it'll be a pretty cool technique. Thanks for joining me, and here comes the project. So in my other video, I showed you how to do this same technique using speedy carve material, but today I'm going to try it with a Gelli plate. And I'm going to try it again with the same Versamark ink that I used in the last video. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually using a regular stamp. So this is a directional stamp. It's actually one of my stamps, and I'm pretty sure I have the matching side because I generally don't make stamps unless I make the matching direction. I usually make them in multiple sizes as well because I don't like it when I can't find the matching side. But in any case, just in case I didn't, I'm going to first stamp on a piece of paper. And this is again just using Versamark, the clear ink. And because it's clear, you won't really be able to see that all that well. I'm going to set that aside for a moment, and then I'm going to re-ink my stamp, again using the Versamark. And now I'm going to stamp it on the Gelli art plate. And then I'm going to take that piece of paper and actually, I wonder if I can see this. It's very hard to see the ink, but I actually might be able to flip it this way. Just so that I can match it up a little bit. So I'm just pressing to try to transfer that ink from the Gelli plate onto the paper. And it looks very light, so I'm not sure that it worked all that great. But we will give it a shot. So now I'm just using a pan pastel in copper. Take my little smushy. Now this is the first one over here on this side. So the pan pastel, and you can do this with Pearl-Ex powders or any pastel powder, is going to stick to the Versamark ink. And then this will be the second one. It's a little bit lighter, but it did transfer. And that's a pretty delicate stamp, so that's pretty difficult to stamp anyway. So it's kind of a cool look. I would say that's kind of a half thumbs up. So I think I will experiment with that a little bit more. So I'm going to try this one more time. And this time, instead of taking the instead of taking the Gelli art plate to the paper, I'm going to bring the paper to the Gelli art plate. So first I'm going to stamp with the Versamark. And then I'm going to bring the paper. And now I'm going to do the pan pastel. And again, I got kind of the same result. It worked, but it's a little bit lighter than stamping directly. Actually, though, that looks really nice. I actually like that look. So I actually do think I would do this again. It'd be hard to line it up unless you flipped over the Gelli art plate like I did the first time, but if you didn't have to line it up, that's actually a cool way to do a stamp transfer. So now I'm going to do the same, I'm going to use the same stamp, but instead of doing Versamark, I'm just using just a regular dye ink, a Distress ink by Tim Holtz. So again, let me just stamp it on a piece of paper. Here's my piece that I've been playing with. Oops. So just stamping it straight onto the paper. Okay, just a normal stamped image. It's actually a light color ink. Maybe I should use a darker one. Do that. Here's brown. Brown would be good. Alright, so let's use the same color. Okay, so there's just the normal stamped image. Now let's re-ink. Stamp it onto the Gelli art plate. And I'm going to try again to flip it so I can see and match it up. I think it's still going to be lighter. Okay. Cool. Okay, again that worked. It's just a little bit lighter. So if you were stamping the image side by side, probably on this one I would do a stamp off, which, just to show you what I mean, you ink and then stamp off onto a piece of scrap paper, and then when you stamp it again, you'll just get a lighter version. So this matches a little bit closer, still a little bit dark. So, not sure that I would do it if I had to line them up right next to each other, just because that does end up a little bit lighter. But if I needed just the reverse of the image, then, you know, I could go ahead and use that technique. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time.